Hi, this is Brad's Trains, and today I will be comparing Lionel and MTH starter sets. To represent Lionel, I have a Lionel CSX freight set that includes 3 freight cars and 1 lit caboose. And to represent MTH starter sets, I have a MTH Norfolk Southern SD70 M-2 double stack set. That includes 3 double stacks. To start out, I'm going to compare the general quality of the locomotives included. The Lionel sound system is train sounds and includes basic throttle sounds, and in idle you can play crew talk sounds. MTH has Proto Sound 2, which means you can run it with DCS. With Lionel, you can only run it conventionally. With this, you can run it with DCS. A big difference is the size of the engine. This GP38 is 14.5 inches long. This SD70 is 17 inches long. Big difference. This SD70 has 6 axles, 3 axle trucks. This GP38 is 4 axle trucks. This thing's speaker is much louder at full power than this GP38, and it allows you to compare. It allows you to lower or make the sound louder at your will. So this one has a smoke unit. This one does not. They both have die-cast metal frames and handrails, and this one weighs about 4 pounds, maybe 3.5 pounds. This one weighs about 5 or 6 pounds. Has a lot more die-cast metal. The trucks on this are plastic. This one's trucks are die-cast, and the frame is die-cast, and the fuel tank and even the decorative horn is die-cast, where on this one it's just plastic. This one has proto couplers and ditch lights. This one has only standard couplers. This one has a good speed control system. This one does not. But I tried throttling this up high. It can get fast, but this GP38, because it doesn't have speed control or flywheels on the motor, it can accelerate and stop very quickly. Whereas this, it takes about 7 seconds to get to top speed. This thing's motors are higher quality. This one has truck-mounted motors in the trucks, and this one has vertically mounted motors and with flywheels on them. The paint scheme is good on both, but I would say the MTH one is more accurate. There are better lights on the MTH one, but they both have lighted number boards, and they both have directional lighting. The detail on this one is much better than this one's detail, and the fuel tank on this one is plastic. The freight cars included are this on the CSX set is this tanker car or fuel tender, like it says on the side, and box car that has sprung trucks and then opening doors on either side. A coal car that has sprung metal trucks and operating couplers, and a lighted caboose. This thing's cars is 3 double stacks. They're all the same, but this rear one, this one has a lit end of train device which flashes very realistically. The details on this fuel tender or tanker car are very good. They're better than the other car's details. But when you compare it to the double stacks that you can actually lift the double stacks off of, the double stacks when and the on the other side of this car, the brake wheel is metal. I don't think you can see it there, but the brake wheel is metal. On these, in order to get more detail and to save cost, they're plastic. Even though this car only has, even though this train only has 3 cars, it's still longer than the other train by like 4 inches, 5 inches, and that's a big difference. So I'd say the MTH is well worth the extra money, the extra $70, and it has much better sounds and stuff. I do like this engine. It can go pretty fast and it can pull well, but this engine is much better. I could pull 12 passenger cars that are like 6-axle trucks and 12 freight cars at my friend's house with no problem. This thing could pull maybe 40 or 50 cars. So that's about the differences. Here's the track that they come with. Now, when I took the locomotive of MTH out of the box and saw how heavy and well made it was, I expected the track to be similar quality, but it appears that they just focused on making it look realistic, because when, like, the day I ran it, one of these rails got bent, so it like almost derailed, and the track connection through the middle rail is very, very bad. And this will not work with magnet traction. This is the Lionel Fast Track. The curve is bigger, which has its advantages, as it looks better, but it can't fit in a tight space. It has it's tubular on this. This one looks a lot better, and it has less of these ties on it, whereas this one has a lot of ties. So I would, in appearance, this one is much better. In actual running, I've never had a track-related derailment that was the track's fault, whereas in the first day I had a near derailment with MTH track. When you're going around the curves, the wheels pop a lot on these rails because there's not too tight of a connection between the other pieces, but that's still better than having a derailed train. So that wraps it up. I'd say if you were going to save up for either one of these, I would go for the MTH starter sets, not just this Norfolk Southern diesel train, but even their steam engines. I got a Lionel 080 here, and it's in repairs because it's smoky and like its wick burned out, and like I need to get more wicking material. Okay. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for another episode of Brad Trains.